inspired songs long before we were having stages, spotlights, or streaming platforms. Artists who understood music as ministry, as a moment, as movement. On this MLK Day, we honor a group whose voices have shaped faith, family, and deep commitment, telling the truth through song. The McCrary sisters, daughters of Reverend Dr. Samuel McCrary of the Fairfield Four, carry forward a lineage rooted in gospel, woven in blues, Americana, and soul. Today, we also honor that spirit and legacy of their beloved sister, Deborah, whose voice and presence continues to live on through their music, and now through this museum's exhibition, ensuring not only that her story lives on, but the story of the McCrary sisters as well. Please join me in showing some love to the artists whose harmonies carry history, healing, and hope. The McCrary sisters. We are good together. Welcome. Wow, thank you so much for being here, both of you. This has been an amazing moment to be here celebrating our 5th year here at the museum, but also MLK Day as we just dive into this conversation of legacy. But before we jump in, I kind of want to have this icebreaker moment, right? Kind of class style, where we kind of go around, we introduce ourselves, maybe share one fun fact, something like, I'm the little sister who bosses everybody around because I think that I can do whatever because now I'm the same height as my big sister. And so we want those kind of fun facts. So I'm going to start with Alana here at the end and we'll make our way over.
She said it all. Technically, she's right. Hi, I'm Alana Boykin. I am the youngest of my 3 sisters. We do have a family of 7, so there's 3 boys, one is the oldest, and we have 2 youngest. But one fun fact about me, I like drawing, I love anime, and I love video games. I'm a gamer girl. And yeah, same age. Oh, and I'm 18. I'll be 19 in March.
Awesome.
Hey y'all, my name's Anali. I'm 23, and one fun fact about me is I style my sisters, so that's always been a little my fashion. It's like dressing up Barbie dolls, so I love it.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm Frida. I'm the baby of the family. It's 8 of us, or was, but I'm still the baby. And I'm the mom as well. Makes sense. You're looking at me, right? And I love the Lord. That's all I can tell you.
Amen.
Hi, I'm Regina, and I'm the 7th child and the 3rd girl. And I'm very flamboyant. No, for real. I like having fun. I love dancing. I love art. I'm an author. I've written 2 books, and working on my 3rd. And I love acting, and I love being a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. Wow. And I love my sisters.
Hi, am I on? Yeah. Okay. My name is Ann. I am the oldest of what? The oldest girl. I put it like that. I'm the oldest girl. And I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Okay? Right? Is that okay? But anyway, like Frida said and Gina, I love the Lord, and I feel like that He has put me on this earth for a reason, and He's shown me my purpose. People ask, when will you stop? When will you sit down? And my father used to say, when the Lord sits me down. So I feel that same way. When the Lord sits me down, I think a lot of times we get older and we have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and we say, well, I'm just going to go sit down. I'm tired. I think that's the time to really just just spray out what you've learned over your life.
That's right.
And that's where I am. I'm spreading it out, y'all. You want some? I got it.
Hi, I'm Kylan. I'm 24. I am the oldest sister. Fun fact about me, I usually choreograph all of our things, our performances and videos and stuff along those lines. Hey, I'm Kylan.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Tucci. Hi, I'm Nightiri. I'm 21. I play the guitar in our group. Fun fact about me, I like to roller skate. And yeah.
I have a feeling you're being honest about that. Like, I have a feeling that you really can kill it on the skating board.
Think so?
But no, thank you so much. And now we can put names to the faces and to the voices. And so, before we dive in, this is not your first time here at NAMM. I believe the last time you two were here, you actually performed. So, how does it feel to be back at the museum, but this time to be honored and to see your legacy preserved?
Would you start us? You were talking to us, girl.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking to us.
Well, honestly, this is for both of you because if you haven't already, if you go into our feature gallery today, we actually have an exhibit up for the Boykin sisters as well. So that is what we want to continue to do is preserve the legacy, amplify the stories, and keep that living and alive. So for whoever would love to jump in, Miss Ann, I'm going to go with you. Or Regina?
Well, let me put it like this. The first time we came here, it was to look at the exhibit of the Fairfield Four. And because our father is one of the original members, founding members, we felt like we were already in here. So it's a privilege and an honor and a blessing to be a part and be in the family and be in the exhibition. It is a blessing. And
I mean, I said earlier, we take nothing for granted because tomorrow's not promised and we have to live the best that we can every day. And that's, to me, just loving on one another because you never know. So just stop taking things for granted. Stop taking one another for granted. Stop taking life for granted. And that's how I am, and that's who I am today. I just appreciate any and everything that God has for us.
also, I told these beautiful ladies when I first saw them, there were many artists, many black singers who wanted to get their foot in the door with country music, with music, and it was a lot of them that got abused and misused and just ostracized and treated really, really bad because they knew they had a gift, they knew they had a talent, and they knew they had a calling. But I guess the world wasn't ready for what it is you guys do. So I told them backstage, and I meant it, and I mean it for everybody in here. Don't let nobody turn you around. But just because you get on top of the mountain, don't get grand. Because there's a baby that just got born that's going to take your place later on. So when you learn how to be small enough to be big and big enough to be small, you can balance yourself out. That's really important.
Good.
And I use that to say, don't forget. Because when you forget where you come from or forget who gave it to you, then it's a war upon you. That's what I say.
That's amazing, and I feel like we're gonna get a lot of really amazing wisdom from you guys tonight, and so we're excited to hear more as we kind of dive into this conversation. So the McCreary sisters, you have been singing for a long time, starting with performing in local venues, not okay, but starting to perform in local venues like City Winery and singing alongside artists like Stevie Wonder, the Winans, Bob Dylan. You've even received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Americana Music Association. And so the Boykins, you, from performing with Shania Twain to getting the Golden Buzzer on America's Got Talent. Yes, you both have had quite the journey. And Kylan, can you take us back to the beginning? What's the first moment you've realized that you were gifted and this was more than just singing with your sisters?
Oh wow, so we have to give that credit to our parents. Growing up they were in the arts as well, and so they had an after-school program and summer camp that was filled with the arts, singing, dancing, acting, all of it. And so, of course, we were born into that, and we took classes and things, but it's not until our dad really told our mom that we actually got something here, and we would just be singing, just do what we do, and, not taking it that seriously. But if it wasn't for them, we would not have been disciplined enough to pursue this career and to stay consistent. And they really nourished our gifts.
So Anne, Alfreda, Regina, you guys have kind of a similar story in growing up in legacy again with your dad, and also coming or growing up in an artistic family. What did that look like for you? Tell us kind of a little bit about the impact your family had in just shaping your earliest musical interests from the moments of seeing your dad sing to maybe even singing in the kitchen while your mom is cooking. Kind of paint the picture for us.
I didn't know, I would sing. Singing was like eating in our home. Everybody could sing. So I never gave it another thought, But we thought everybody could sing. That's because everybody that came around us could sing. So we thought everybody could sing. So when my father became a pastor, and we had to go to church, and people would get up and sing, and sometimes when they would sing out of tune or whatever, we would fall out. We would get into so much trouble for laughing, but that's something that was routine in our house. Everybody could sing, so we just thought everybody should have been able to sing.
No, that is truly the blessing of God, because in my household, it is quite the opposite. So we understand. So there are so many parallels, right? You're both four singing sisters who come from big artistic families, who saw potential at an early age, growing up in faith, and both even stretched the limitations of what music could sound like in this space. Naitiri, Alana, what did music look like in your household growing up? And when did you when did you realize and turn this into like a shared dream?
Okay, music in our house, we're all music lovers, so we like all genres. We love musical theater, we love country music, we love Spanish music. It was just playing around the house. So it was just like a big house of, what would you say? A gumbo of music, yeah.
I think it also started around musical theater, when we got into different sounds of music just by the Broadway and
No pun intended. She said sound of music.
Yeah, different. Like Tina Turner, you had Dreamgirls, those were one of our favorites, but I think getting into that and expressing it creatively was through Broadway and through the arts. So when we got to do that, it was kind of like a push of being like, okay, this is my passion, this is what we want to do, this is how we started off, because it was just repetition every single day, having us rehearse so many songs, Aladdin to Chorus Line. So it was kind of all mixed in there like a gumbo, and definitely have to give props to the Fish, because Dad had them on the radio every day, and I'm just hearing Toby Mac and all these great Christian artists, and that was just kind of ingrained.
Actually, I would give it to music videos too. We love watching music videos growing up, and specifically in the song Beat It by Michael Jackson, we love to do this one move. It's
That's our favorite one.
No. Well, the day they pointed it out and started doing it, I'm like, oh, I love that move too. I got you. We got the same music taste. So, yeah.
I feel like I can see a little bit of that influence too right now. Yes. Yes, let's give her a round of applause. So Anali, I kind of want to shift this question your direction. with you guys kind of growing so quickly in this space and having so many high achieving moments so early in your career, how are you guys balancing everything from, I mean, you're still young, you know, still having fun, still having, you know, bits of your childhood. I know that you're also graduating this year, so let's give it up for Alana. But how do you continue to do that and also balance really trying to grow and perfect your artistry and have the impact that you want to have on the audiences as well?
Loaded question. A very important one while we stay afloat. It took a village for us to get here, to be here. So shout out to our parents, our family, our manager, God, the center of it all. Time management. Yeah, we're all students, we're in school, and so right after this, in between our breaks, hopping on class, Zoom, doing homework, studying. It's really a balancing act, and I feel like, I'm not sure if that's going to be a forever thing, trying to find the balance of all the things we love. But yeah, something we have to practice daily, that discipline, and sometimes it's not fun. And then sometimes when you're really ahead of it, and it's like, oh yeah, I can do this, and it's just, we keep each other afloat, and when we're weak, I know I can tug on her, and she'll fill me in where I'm weak, and I can be stronger, and vice versa. So it's really the support system we have that keeps us afloat.
Absolutely, that's amazing. And as we kind of go and dive into this conversation, I do really want to jump into the sisterhood of both groups and what that really has meant throughout your journey. But before we get there, to our McCrary sisters, Anne, Regina, Alfreda, I would love to kind of go back into your story and for you to just kind of tell us the progress of when you guys decided that we want to be a group and how that kind of happened in getting to the point of being able to perform alongside so many amazing other artists, but also creating and paving your own path as well.
Well, we've always sung together. Having a father that was the pastor of St. Mark Baptist Church, that meant we was in the choir. We sung in all the choirs, except one. And we didn't sing in that choir because they didn't want us singing with them because they said it was too many y'all McCrary's. So it was only one choir in the whole church that we didn't sing in. But anytime, if my dad had to go sing at church over here, Tabernacle Hicks here, over here, Bass Street, wherever, he'd say, I gotta go sing this evening. So we all knew we were getting ready to go to church in the evening and sing. So we've been singing together all our life to the point where our mom, y'all gonna do it with me, our mom be in the kitchen cooking, and she be cooking up some fire food, man. And we be like in the other room, and we be like, you smell that? And we be like, yeah. And we walk over, she's not gonna let you in the kitchen, but we would walk over to the door while she was cooking, and we be smelling what she was cooking, and then all of a sudden we go, beans, pinto beans, good old pinto beans, candy yams and turnip greens, and good old pinto beans. And our mom would be standing there and she look over like this and she says, sing, baby. So even in the house, me being the seventh child, Frida being the eighth, we knew when we heard everybody singing, it was like, okay, I hear that note, I hear that note. Okay, so it was called Get In Where You Fit In. So we hear that note and we go sing that note, and it was like, oh yeah, that works. But when we started growing up and going our separate ways, we remember our father saying, God bless me with 8 children, and I would love to hear y'all sing together. So we had a group called the CBS Singers, which stood for Cousins, Brothers, and Sisters. And we used to sing a little bit of everywhere, and I will never forget it. It is imprinted in my soul. We sung out at Centennial Park as the CBS Singers, and when we finished singing, these guys came and they were like, we want to take pictures of y'all. And our dad, we told him get in the middle, and he stood out in front. And with a tear streaming down his face, he just started beating his chest. And that was his way of saying he was proud of us. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm a daddy's girl. So when I knew I had done something, sung something, or carried myself in a way and my dad was happy about it, he was proud of it, which he was always proud of us. He never got to hear us sing as the McCrary sisters. He passed away, but our legacy, and the thing of it is this, like I said before, the people who paid all the prices for us to be able to do what we're doing now, there's a responsibility that goes along with that. And my sisters and I, we honor that. And not only do we honor that, it's a whole bunch of us on Thanksgiving and Christmas, not the people we invite as our family and extra, but just with the bloodline in the house, it's about 65 of us. I mean, I'm talking about grandchildren, everybody. And we all come together, and on Christmas, what we do is we stand out on the porch for about 10, 15 minutes, and we sing Christmas carols. And that's our way of giving back to the community, because you never know who is in your neighborhood that might be suffering and going through. So when we stand out on the porch and we sing Christmas carols, the people in the neighborhood, and some people that know we do it every year, they drive over and park their car and just listen to us. There's all kind of ways of being a family and giving back.
2010 is when we recorded our first CD.
Yes, it is.
2010, and the name of that CD, which is out here, is Our Journey.
Yeah.
And we did that because we all had departed and did this and gone this way and blah, blah, blah. And Deborah was a nurse, and it was hard for her to get in. And then my husband and I, we have a ministry, Oh Happy Day, and we was doing that. And Regina and these two have always been out, legacy. They've always been out with somebody traveling and blah, blah, blah. So it was Deborah and I was the last two to drag in. But that's the reason why, and I've had 3 vocal surgeries. And so just trying to find your way, because the enemy will mess with your mind, make you think you can't. But what he's giving me now is for now and to use, and I had to find that myself. Because when I would go somewhere and they'd be like, oh, you Ann and Regina's sister? Or you Grandma Crabby's daughter? I don't know about you, but sometimes they will mess with you. Because even though all of us play a big part, I always say it's the cake that's being baked, and all of us are valuable to the ingredients that's in the cake that make us one. You still have to know your part, and you still have to know who you are. And I can't do what I used to do, but what I have is so important. And I had to find that out mentally, and I had to talk to that devil and tell him, get away from me. Because who I am and what I am and what God has given me is for me to use for his kingdom right now. And so 2010, I know we talk a lot, but 2010 is when we first did our first CD.
Amazing. And even to your point of just finding and knowing who you are as an individual, even within a group, as well. And so I kind of love that you mentioned that, because I kind of want to segue into this next question. And also, Regina, you have also said something interesting about responsibility that I want to tap into. But before we go there, I love how even generations apart, you both seem so rooted in identity and who you are. And maybe that's also a journey, just being young women and navigating this space. Is that something that was instilled in you, by your family young? Or did you have to stop and try to fit the mold or the category and just start trusting the sound and who you are? And I know you just spoke towards a little bit of that, but I love, even from the Boykin sisters, what your thoughts may be as well.
Yeah, I would say growing up, Mama, she taught us to be business women. Stay focused. Education was everything. Read everything. We're artists, but she wants us to know about the contracts. That's in school right now. I'm pursuing entertainment law, and so all of our majors, it has to do with what we love, which is music. We're business women and we're artists. And Mom, my dad, our parents wanted us to be educated and not go into anything blindly. So knowing what we're doing and why we do what we do is important. Our parents definitely instilled that. Those affirmations, looking in the mirror, our daily prayers, just always reminding us constantly who we are, what the Bible says, who we are, why we're here, and why we can sit confidently and go into any space comfortable in our skin. We got that from our parents for sure.
And to add into that, just with our individuality, we think that's very important. That's what makes us who we are. And as much as possible, we're making sure that everyone is embracing that part and to the fullest. So it's like, she's on the guitar, we make sure, hey, superstar, that guitar. And, as far as me, my gift for choreographing is like they pull on that as well.
And she plays bass too.
Then Anala with styling, she's so dope, and we lean on that gift, of hers. And Alana, she's really has a really great ear for harmonies, and we lean on her for that. And so we just find that very important. And just as much as like we grew up admiring different bands and stuff, because we got to see ourselves in individually, those women, and so we kind of want to make sure we display that as well.
No, I love that. To your point of everyone has a gift, an interest, a passion that they bring to the group, and that you guys thrive in that and work on that together. And so to Alfreda, your point is we're all one cake being baked, but we all are the different ingredients that still have a purpose to make this work the way that it does. So I think that's truly amazing. And so kind of wanted to go back, Regina, to something that you said earlier, just in regard to the responsibility of being able to kind of pave the way for the next generation. And so kind of jumping into innovation for what it looks like for you guys, as well as the Boykin sisters, when we're talking about innovation, how it looks differently across generations. And as Black sister groups and spaces where that visibility hasn't always existed, especially in the space of country and Americana, how do you navigate the responsibility and the freedom of being seen? For the Boykins, it's millions of views on social media that highlights your authenticity. And then for the McCreary sisters, it's not just who you're sharing the stage with, but creating your own lane with your own sound, and then music that highlights your faith in God, but also is used as an instrument of change and hope. So how do you guys really see that responsibility and then steward that platform for paving the way for those to come after you?
I think first you need to go inside yourself to see who you are and to figure out what you think your own personal responsibility is, because when everybody else is gone, you're there by yourself, and you need to have a standard. You need to have something to go by. So the first person to deal with is yourself, and then it's really collectively getting along with other people. And a lot of times, we try to lean towards people that kind of feel the same way we do, but then a lot of times when they don't, that's all right. It's all right if people don't feel the same way you do, but it's a respect that you have to find for yourself and for the people around you. And if the people around you can't get with it, what's the Bible say? Shake the dust from your feet and go on, because you've got, like I say, first of all, you've got to have you together. If you're not together, there's nothing else you can do,
Our father, my dad used to say, it ain't what you get, is how long you can keep it. So my thing is, if you go into this business like, I want to be a star, guess what? Stars are so high in the sky, can't nobody touch them. So you have to bring it back down to here, because the way that the world is right now, we need everybody right here. We need you right here. We need you to sing songs that will penetrate the spirit and the soul. We need to be able to look at you, and my little great grandbaby sitting out there, I want her to look at y'all and I want her to say that if she wanted to sing country music, opera, I don't care what she wanted to sing. I want her to be able to look at us, look at you guys, and say, I can be and sing and do whatever it is God has called me to do. And I don't have to prostitute my gifts and my talents to get it done. Because there are a lot of people that have given up a whole bunch of who they are to get what they got, and they're not happy. You know, I think the worst thing in the world is to sing a song you don't like and then turn around and have to sing it night after night after night after night on stage. It is torture. So to be able to spiritually and mentally and physically take care of yourself, that means you got to know when the show is over with and everybody want to get together and go drink and go do this, you got to know where your red lights are. You got to be able to tell, nah, not for me, not tonight, or not for me, because everybody ain't gonna be for you, even though they smile and pat you on the back. And in this business, wisdom is one of the greatest gifts you can have, because wisdom will help you see things, the discerning of spirit. Wisdom will help you see things that you think and it appears and it look like it's for you, and all it wants to do is get you out in the middle of the ocean and take the pads away where you don't know how to get back. And we've seen that a lot in certain people, one or two family members. But the point is, there's a responsibility in being who we are. And when you stop and realize, I remember hearing my father tell us some of the stories about when they were on the road. And we talking about the Fairfield 4 started in 1923. So there were certain roads that when it got dark, being black men, they better not be on them roads, or they might get pulled over and hung up and a bunch of other stuff. There are times they talked about how they were out there on that road and got called a bunch of N words and got treated like they were nothing. And they took it. They took it so that we could be sitting up here now. You know what I'm saying? They took it. And that's the part of the responsibility that we have. You can't take our ancestors and the people who took it for us, and then we shibba-shab it and throw it all around. Shibba-shab it, that was a nice word. You shibba-shab it all over everywhere and not have the respect of the people who paid the price right before you, just so we can be who we are and do what we love to do. There's a responsibility. I'm gonna shut up. Frida didn't touch me.
That is no, thank you for that. I think you hit the nail on the head. And I asked this question because it's moments like this of knowing that it's bigger than you. You know, that young women like the Boykins are looking up to the McCreary sisters, and young women in the audience right now are looking up to the Boykins. And so just kind of seeing that ripple effect by the way that you show up authentically, and then the doors that it opens, but also, of course, you know, just talking about, you know, just our history and our strife and the things that we have had to, resistance-wise, push past. And so we do that so that we can continue to pave that way for those that do come after us. So thank you for that. My next question, I would love to kind of angle this at the Boykin sisters and just talking about sisterhood. How have you guys seen your sisterhood in this this pursuit and this journey kind of either hinder the creative process or push it and move it forward?
Yes, I feel like because we have each other, it's like we get to sharpen each other's gifts in different ways. Just even creatively, I think we're taught to be very honest with each other. You know, and we cannot bite our tongue. and I feel like it's helped us just as young women. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, for example, like in the studio, like we know each other's strengths and we pull the best out of each other to get the best music. So I'm excited about all the upcoming music. But us being in agreement with each other, that's the most powerful thing I've witnessed in my life. When we get in agreement with something, on a project, a music video, a concept, if we're all in agreement, we will see it through. So that's the most important thing for us to be in agreement about something, and that vision's we gotta see it through, and it happens when we all get in agreement. So yeah, so if someone's like, oh, I don't really see this happening for y'all, I like this, if we're not in agreement, it doesn't happen, it just doesn't. And so I just recognize that throughout time, like, how do we feel about this, how do we feel about that, and once we're in agreement with something, it always happens. So it's like, that's amazing.
Yes, and to your point of just sharpening each other's gifts and being able to like push each other forward and supporting each other, Alana, can you remember a time that there was a creative or artistic risk that you were only willing to take because you had your sisters beside you?
Wow, there's a lot of times. Because we all have unique taste and great taste. First of all, we love music in general, but yeah, I do remember having a time in the studio where I'm like, I don't like this song, guys. This is very cringy and it's kind of bad. Like, there's no harmony, there is no feel to it, there's no message. I don't see it until Colin was just like, you've heard things on the radio, right? And I'm like, yeah, I heard things on the radio. And she's like, what do you hear? I said, I hear a lot of youth here and there. And she's like, but what do you also feel? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, money. And I was like, oh, wait, you're right. And she was like, don't change who you are. She's just modify it to different stations. And I was like, oh, so I'm not taking away who I am. I'm just adding bits of it to different parts of who we are, whether that's a little part of the country genre, rock, K-pop. It's like we're scattering everywhere, so scattering. So yeah, there was a lot of times where I'm just like, I don't hear us on this soul beat. And she was just like, then bring you to it. You come here with an idea. And I'm like, but I don't have one because I don't hear one. And she's like, you're going to hear it in a minute, just take time. And so I had to learn to trust them because they were older sisters, but also they weren't wrong because I ended up liking the song, guys. It was really good. It's going to come out pretty soon. But I'm just really proud of having her be like, trust the process. Don't just be like, okay, I'm done with it.
Amazing. And so I kind of want to jump into a little bit going back towards that innovation piece and how innovation looks different across generations, and just kind of hitting on the Boykin sisters of really being innovative in a different way, especially now with social media being at our fingertips, right? The accessibility to be able to see things so instantaneously and also provide opportunities now in ways that we haven't really seen before. And so how did you guys initially kind of start utilizing social media and the innovation to really show your individuality, your authenticity through your style, through your sound, through your dance moves? I know that that is a really big one that we all love. We can feel and see your energy through it. And how do you think that may have helped create a point of access for people to really see who you are, know your story, and then want to then be able to support you guys in that way?
The pandemic, that changed everything for us. When the pandemic hit, we were like, okay, if the world is ending, we gotta go out with a bang. Are we proud? Are we happy? Are we ourselves? Are we comfortable? You know, growing up, we were invited to sing everywhere, from schools, senior citizens' home, anywhere anybody would invite us. And so our playlist was catered to whoever we were going to. We're like, what do we want to sing? What do we want to sound like? What do we want to look like? And so when that hit, in that time where we were just all going through, that's when Tree picked up the guitar and Kyla was playing the bass, and we were just really digging into what we love, and we were finding ourselves in the music. And at that time, we were like, you know what? Let's just go for it. And so we dug in our closets, we had our hats, we had our whole get up, and started dancing and singing on TikTok. And we wanted to be serious artists at the time, so we were very hesitant to even get on the app. But when we did it, things changed. We're like, what?
Yeah, the reaction was not what we thought it
Things
would
blew
be.
up.
Like, y'all like us in Cowgirl Hats dancing? I'm like, okay, we're just being ourselves, but okay, this works, so.
And that's exactly it. You're being yourself. And so now you're able to reach so many more people in such a shorter amount of time. Again, it's at our fingertips, but they're able to see and resonate and maybe even spark something within them of this is what happens when I be myself. So I think that's truly amazing. How did you guys see that have any effect even in pushing and encouraging you guys to go on America's Got Talent? I know you knew that was coming.
I mean, our supporters all the time in the comments, they would always say, you sound amazing, y'all should go on AGT, and it's just like, okay, we grew up watching the show, so we just did not see ourselves in that light, I guess. It was just like comedy, or it was just like, okay, watching these auditions, but we had the amazing opportunity of being chosen to come on there, and it was not exactly what we expected at all, and we're just so blessed that we took that leap of faith. Yeah.
So much exposure came out of that, and fans and people listening to our music. It was such a blessing. Like, the thing that we were kind of running away from had blessed us a lot. So
it's funny how it happens that way, right? But no, this is amazing. I know that we are running out of time, but before we do, I would love to close out our discussion with a lightning round of rapid fire questions. So this will be a speed round, some fun, some meaningful. It's not too intense, but you'll answer the question with the first thing that comes to mind. So ladies, are you ready?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. What's one word that you'd use to describe your sisterhood off stage?
Passionate.
Posse.
Powerful.
Pretty.
I love the P alliteration here.
I'd say beautiful.
real.
Harmony.
Raw. Oh wait, we can go again.
If you want to, I'll jump in. No, I love that. That was amazing. Okay, who takes the longest to get ready? Be honest. I think it's pointing at you.
Fashionably late.
I gotta get everybody ready sometime.
Right.
Regina.
All right, so which sister absolutely does not play about the rest? Like if something ever pops off, who is the sister that you just don't want to step to?
Me.
Yes. Kyla. Kyla, sure.
Regina.
I can see that as well. All right, so you've both worked with so many people already. Who is someone else that would be a dream collab for you guys to work with now?
Stevie Wonder.
We love that man. If you're out there, Stevie, the blankets want you.
So maybe we can make that happen.
Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, for real. Yeah, for real.
If there's one musical group that you could be a part of, which one would it be and why?
The Jacksons.
That is a classic.
Jacksons and why? Growing up, we watched the Jacksons. We were mimicking them. They inspired us, our taste, our style. So, yeah.
The Clark Sisters.
Well, he just died, and I would have loved to have been able to sing with Richard Smallwood.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Great choice.
Oh, wow. That's a great one as well. In your free time, what are you doing? I know that music is probably life, but if you can take a break, put it on the back burner, what are you actually doing?
Sleeping.
Yeah.
You babysitting.
I mean, I have 10 grandbabies and 6 great, and I am a wife, and we do ministry, so hey, I'm there. I'm there, so if you want to say baby.
I like to write and I like acting. I was out on the road with Tyler Perry for 3.5 years, so I like acting and writing books and that kind of stuff.
Amazing. Well, we'll keep looking out for you in different roles. And
I played Mama Maddie in his plays. I don't see no rabbit or nothing. That's me.
All right, one more before our time is out. What is one moment on your journey that made you stop and say, "This is bigger than us"? What's one moment on your journey that made you stop and say that this is bigger than us?
I would say the impact we had on people and them coming to us at the end of the performance and saying how we made them feel, like we changed their day, like you brought life into my sadness, and I just felt that was real and like nothing to take for granted, because I think we all know how it feels to be very sad and like feel like you just can't make it out, but to have the world of entertainment to do that for you, I just think that's just something so powerful and nothing to ever take for granted. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we've done concerts, and you know, we go to the places that a lot of people that sing gospel, spiritual music won't go. And when we walk in, there have been people at the end of the show that said, "I feel something right here. I was getting ready to commit suicide. I was getting ready to do this. I was getting ready to walk away from my family, and something right here." And we know, we call it the Holy Spirit. Yes. But they kept patting themselves, saying, "Something right here is happening to me. It's changing me." And when we finish singing and people come up and say, "Help me," they just got diagnosed with cancer, and the doctor told them they didn't have too much longer to live. And this one lady, she likes it when we sing this song called Train, because when we sing Train, she said every time she see that train, she know when it's her time, she's going to be on that train with everybody else. So it's a lot of things we do that bring.
Yeah, just really quick. It's what everybody said. We know that singing can't save you, but it's the anointing that flows. So it's the after thing for us. If it's just one somebody, because you know God will go after that one. So if it's just one person, so we just got off a cruise, 7-day cruise, and out of all the things that people came to say, I don't know about them, but it was 2 things actually that stuck with me. It was a lady that's been diagnosed with cancer. She got to have surgery coming up soon. She wasn't expected to live, to be at this cruise. And she came up, and I took her off. It's not about me, but it's the God that lives in me. She said, "You know, you took me off and prayed for me. Why you think I'm still here?" And she had to believe as well. I can pray for you all day long, but if you don't believe, if you don't have any faith, and then that was one thing. Then the second thing was, this lady came up to us and said, something like she wasn't as close as she used to be, but after she heard us, after it was over with, she said, "I am there. I am there now." So it's the after, you know, behind the scenes, I was going to commit suicide, whatever it may be, to know we touched, if it's just one somebody, that we have gone and we did exactly what God ordained us to do at that time.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for sharing. I think that was a great note to end on. And I do have one last question. We are at time, but this one is for Anne, Regina, and Alfreda. If Deborah could see this moment, standing right beside you, seeing the exhibit of the McCreary sisters being honored once again, what would make her smile the most?
Just to be here and be with us is what would make her smile the most. And to see all of you, she loved to minister to people. She loved it. And even in her illness, she still loved to reach out to other people. This would make her happy.
She, when she was passing away, she looked at us and she said, "Don't stop. Don't stop, please. Don't stop. Keep doing what God has called us to do." So that's my energy when I get tired, to not give up.
Well, she would be smiling and would be happy and be probably crying, and she would be at the airplane or sitting on, she was like, we singers. We sing. And that made her proud. She wanted people to know who we were. We were sisters, and we did what we do. And she used to think she was my mom. She took care of me. And I took care of her while she was sick. So I know that she would be happy. Just happy.
I love to hear that. And you're doing just that. You're still singing in honor of her and still keeping her spirit and her legacy alive as well. So thank you guys so much for being here with us today and sharing your stories and celebrating our 5th year anniversary in MLK Day. And the legacy that just continues to live on here at the National Museum of African American Music. For those of you that have joined today, can we show a little love to the Boykin sisters? Thank you again for joining us. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a second where the Boykin sisters will join us on this very stage for a highly anticipated performance. So please hold tight. We'll be right back. But thank you all so much.